Everybody excited? How many of you have been here since this morning? How many of you saw George Hu's keynote this morning? All right, that's great. So we are going to try to bring some of that same fantastic energy that Jody Koner brought to the stage and George and everybody else this morning here to close out the day. And like we always say, they save the best for last. So thank you for coming to learn about Salesforce's customer service solutions. We have a really exciting lineup for you today. We are going to tell you a little bit about what we're seeing happen in the industry today. We also are going to show you our product live in action through some great demos. And then we are very honored to have two fantastic customers here. We have both the CIOs from Eurostar and FCA joining us to share their stories about how they're using Service Cloud. Now, before I begin, I wanted to give you just a little bit of background about who I am. My name is Sarah Patterson, and I run Service Cloud product marketing for Salesforce. I've been here at the company since about 2008. And before that, I had a varied career. I did some M&A investment banking, so I'm sure Gareth will love that. I also did some economic consulting, and I got my education for that right here at LSE, so I'm excited to be back in London. But what I usually get asked by people when I explain the role that I'm in now is what really attracted me to this world of customer service, and why do I get so excited about it? And what I usually ask everybody to do when they ask this question, and I'll ask you all to do this as well, is to think about all of the interactions that you have throughout your day. So think about today, for instance. Maybe you got up and before coming out here, you bought a cup of coffee somewhere. And then maybe you took the tube out here and you had to buy a tube ticket. Or if you're traveling for business coming up, maybe you were buying some different airline tickets or booking some hotels. And I always ask, what is the common thread among all of those different interactions? Well, they're really all about customer service and that customer experience that you're having with each and every one of those companies. And in this world today that George talked to you about this morning, this is changing more than ever because we now have social networks. We've got mobile devices everywhere. We have this new world, this internet of customers. And that makes customer service and the customer experience that you're providing to each and every one of your customers more important than ever before. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today. Now, before I get into it, we just have to start with our safe harbor statement. This is a little word from our lawyers. As you know, Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so please make all of your buying decisions on currently available technologies and not on any forward-looking statements or technologies that we may demo for you here today. Now, you saw George start his presentation out with a thank you, and I like to do the same thing as well. I like this because it's very important to our business. We cannot build our products, we cannot build our solutions without hearing from you what you need to make your business successful each and every day. So whether you're a customer who's already using our product, whether you're a prospect who's evaluating us here today, or even if you're a partner who's working with us, we're all building toward this future of how we can provide the best customer service experiences possible. And what's really exciting is to see that over the past year, we have delivered over 130 true-to-the-core features. Now, we call these true to the core because these are features that all of our customers are asking for each and every day. These are features that you're telling us you need to be successful in your business. And they're features like, we can look at the ELAs as a milestone tracker on case feeds so that your agents can see what the upcoming ELA is that they need to meet. Or there are features like direct case-to-agent routing, where we can actually take cases that are coming in and route them based on what those cases are and who those customers are to the agent with the right experience to answer those questions. And it's because of all of this innovation that we're partnering with all of you on that we are lucky enough to have been named the leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for Customer Engagement. And this is actually the 4th year in a row that Gartner has named us the leader in this Magic Quadrant, which is absolutely phenomenal. But in my opinion, this isn't the most important pillar of our success. What's really important is making sure that we are helping you and your businesses to succeed each and every day. And every year, to make sure that our products are actually helping all of our customers, we have an independent third party go out and do a survey of over 5,000 of our customers. And those customers report all of the results that they are seeing using our product. And as you can see, across all key metrics in customer service, our customers are experiencing phenomenal results with our products. So you can see that agents are more productive using the Service Cloud. They're able to answer questions faster than ever before, all while reducing support costs. And what this ultimately means for you and your business is that you are increasing customer satisfaction. And we know that customer satisfaction is important because each and every day, your customers, just like you with us, get to make a choice about whether they come back and do business with you. That choice is more important in this day and age because when we look at the data, we see that 75% of customers who have had a positive customer service interaction with your business will actually spend more with you as a result of that. Think of that. That's 3 out of every 4 of your customers. You're increasing your share of wallet just by giving them a great customer service interaction. Those are phenomenal results that we all need. But this world is continuing to change, and we heard George talk about it this morning. You all know it. There are 4.5 billion users of social networks in the world today. And your customers are more mobile than ever before. In fact, in the next couple of years, there will be over 5 billion smartphones out in the market. That means that there are more channels than ever before for your customers to reach you on, and they can reach you instantly from the palm of your hand. But we also heard George talk about this new world, this Internet of Things. And we heard him talk about the fact that there are going to be 75 billion connected things and products by 2020. Now, this is something, if you were following along with the news, that you probably saw that the Prime Minister, David Cameron, actually announced just 2 months ago at CeBIT that he is going to increase the UK government's funding into research for how you can use and develop products for the Internet of Things by over £35 million over the next couple of years. This brings the UK government's total to over £70 million that they have invested into research to capitalize on this shift in the economy. He sees this, just as George was talking about this morning, as just as important as when the internet was born. Companies need to seize it now. And if you didn't know this, he also has established a grant fund so that any company that is building products for this new world can actually apply to get a grant for up to £1 million. So if you haven't researched that already, go check that out. I'm sure a lot of you are on your mobile devices right now, and see if you can apply for that. But as you know, this world means that your customers are changing their expectations for how they want to interact with you. They want you to be able to service them and answer their questions just as fast as they can ask them. And that's why we built and rebuilt our entire platform on our Salesforce1 customer platform. So now you can have a service platform that is agile and flexible that you can use to easily customize how you are serving your customers. Now for this, we are going to talk about 3 different ways that you can use our service platform today to help change and transform the way your business operates and serves your customers. So if you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. The first is that you can use our service platform to transform the way your company is providing support. The second is that you can use it to embed service everywhere. And you saw Jody do that fantastic Stanley Black & Decker demo this morning, where we were talking about how you can embed service into products and devices, but you also need to embed service into your mobile apps and experiences. And the third is that we're going to talk about how you can use our products to scale support instantly. So to dive into the first one of these, think about support organizations from the past. Think about how these have been transformed over the recent years. Support, it's typically been a silo in an organization. It's been agents sitting at a desktop trying to find an answer. But as agents are getting asked more and more questions that they don't know the answer to, they need to unlock all of the collective knowledge of everybody in your organization to answer these questions faster than they could before. And it's not just everybody within your company, but it's also unlocking all of that knowledge in your customers. So for this reason, we unveiled the Salesforce1 mobile app for service. You saw Fergus demo this earlier today. This is a powerful tool that you can get for free when you're using Salesforce. And what this means is that your agents sitting at their desktops can now reach out to all of their managers, to product experts across the company, and they can use all of their collective knowledge to find the right answer faster than they could before. And of course, you need to also be able to unlock the power and the knowledge that is in your customer base. And that's why over a year ago, we unveiled our mobile self-service app so that your customers can help themselves anytime, anywhere, and even help each other find the right answer. And we've been investing in this over the past year because we really see this as the future for customer service. And through this product, your customers can answer their own cases. They can help each other out. They can search for knowledge articles, all so that they can find the right answer they need on the channel that they want to use. So now there's nothing like seeing all of this in action at one of our customers. So we are going to take a look at how one of those amazing customers, Inspirato, is using our products right now. Let's roll the video.
What we're doing is completely revolutionary. It's unlike anything that really anybody's done in travel, really forever.
The history of Inspirato is really quite simple, and I realized that our customer really demanded more than what was available in the market.
When you become a member of Inspirato, we assign a personal vacation advisor that will be with you for the entire life of your membership.
We know absolutely everything about our member. Prior to implementing the Service Cloud, it was all about brawn versus brains.
We would gather information, put it in spreadsheets and Word documents and Outlook contact cards, and it was very, very difficult to share that information.
Salesforce is used in every nook and cranny of our business. Salesforce really provides whole company support for Inspirato.
From HR to marketing to sales to service, the entire company leverages the platform to really get their jobs done on a daily basis.
Inspirato's signature service means we embed our service everywhere.
So now, as a result of being able to gather the information about our members and have it literally on demand, when members show up to our homes, we know everything about the way that they want that trip to be, very, very specifically. They know if you like to play golf or tennis. They know what time of day you want to play golf or tennis. They know what type of restaurants you like to go to.
So we started using Salesforce for our sales organization. We now needed to be able to service these customers so much better. We've started to use the Service Cloud, and that's really been a game changer for us. Today, service means so much more than it did before, and really understanding the 360-degree view of what your customers, in our case members, are looking for.
They really expect you to know everything about them, their family, their guests, and how they like to travel. We're using Service Cloud to really help us engage with a member on a level that I think nobody else has ever done before.
Not only is the Service Cloud investment driving increased renewal and better customer satisfaction, but it's also really driving revenue, very tangible results. One of the things that we're concepting right now is how we can actually provide live help to our members in residence. So imagine that they're able to, on their iPad, they click a button and immediately they're connected with an Inspirato representative.
So in the future, we see communities as being a really important part of how we drive member engagement. So the virtuous circle that's created between the member, the destination concierge, and the personal vacation advisor is really what drives our vision for the future.
We believe that we can become the most valuable luxury hospitality company in the world. The Salesforce1 platform, Service Cloud are extremely important, and Salesforce is an incredible partner to us. So really, you're just seeing the first part of the first chapter of the story of what Inspirato will become.
Inspirato is a fantastic story, and now to actually show you how they are using our product live, we are going to welcome Bridget Donner and John Billette driving the demo to show us Inspirato in action. Take it away, Bridget.
Thank you, Sarah. Inspirato is not only transforming the vacation industry, but they're transforming customer engagement in the Internet of Customers. Their story is one of growth, innovation, and personalized customer service. Now, Inspirato is a members-only private vacation club. And to see this in action, let's jump into a demo and see what Amy, one of their members, sees. So Amy is an Inspirato member, and she's recently booked a vacation to Hawaii, or should I say a holiday to Hawaii. And she and her family are looking forward to relaxing and celebrating her husband's 40th birthday. Now, before she goes on her trip, she's packing, and she thinks to herself, I wonder if there'll be Wi-Fi access at this residence. We're going to be on a remote part of the island, and we all wonder in this era of the Internet of Customers, will we be connected? So what does Amy do when she has a question? She grabs her iPad, and she goes to her Inspirato app. And here, she can access her trip's overview page. She now has all the detailed information about her upcoming trip to Hawaii. Here she can see the exact location of her residence. She can see her check-in dates and check-out dates. But today she has a question, so she's going to tap on that help button. With the Service Cloud, companies like Inspirato are able to embed support right into their products and right into their mobile apps. When Amy taps on that help button, she's taken to the dynamic knowledge base of Inspirato. Here, she has access to all of their frequently asked questions and knowledge articles. So she's going to type her question about Wi-Fi. And as she does that, you'll notice that the knowledge base updates to reflect the most relevant articles to her particular topic. That second one looks promising, so she's going to drill into that. And here, she can read a solution to her answer. And it turns out that, yes, in fact, all Inspirato properties are equipped with Wi-Fi. So with just a couple of clicks, Amy was able to find an answer to her question without ever picking up the phone and talking to an agent. Now, she could get back to packing, but before she does, she wants to do one more thing. This is a special trip for her husband's birthday. It's the big 40, he's turning 40, so she wants to make a special dinner reservation to celebrate his birthday. So she goes back to her trip's overview page. And you'll notice on the right-hand side of her screen, Amy has access to a private community where she can collaborate and have a discussion with her personal vacation advisor, Chris, who sits back at Inspirato's headquarters, and the on-site concierge, Kyle, who manages all the properties for Inspirato in Hawaii. So she can go ahead and type her comment and ask Kyle if he has any restaurant recommendations because she's never been to Hawaii and she doesn't know the good local spots. Well, what does Kyle see? Of course, Kyle's mobile. He is moving back and forth between the different Inspirato properties in Hawaii, so he is using Salesforce1 on his mobile phone. And when he gets that notification about Amy's question in Salesforce1, he can review the entire history of their conversation. He can see all the details about Amy's upcoming trip. All that information that Amy had on her iPad, Kyle can now see on his iPhone. So he looks at her question and he knows, I know just the place to send Amy for a special birthday dinner. The Ulu Grill is the best restaurant in town, so I'm going to recommend that to Amy. But I also want to upload a menu and let her know so she can take a look at it beforehand. With Salesforce1, Kyle can access all of his files right here in the palm of his hands. So with a couple clicks, he'll upload that menu and share it back in the community with Amy so she can prepare for her trip. Now, Kyle wants to do one better. Because Inspirato is dedicated to delivering personalized, proactive service to their members, he wants to go ahead and book this dinner reservation for Amy. And using the Salesforce1 platform, companies can create any custom action they want right here in the publisher. Fergus talked a little bit about this morning. Think for a moment what type of actions you would create to help deliver superb customer service to all of your customers. Now take a look at the screen here, and over on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a new custom action for dinner reservations. Because Kyle is a concierge, he gets this request quite often. So he's created his own custom action so that he can create dinner reservations right from his phone. With just a couple of clicks, he's created that dinner reservation for Amy. Those are just a few of the ways that the Salesforce1 platform is helping companies help their customers help themselves. And of course, it's enabling whole company support from any mobile device. Thanks so much, and back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Bridget. Let's give her a big round of applause. And thank you, John, for driving the demo. So now what we love to do is we actually love to hear from some customers who have been using our product so that you can learn from how they've been implementing it and what results they have been having. So I would like to welcome to the stage Antoine de Kerveler. Did I pronounce that right?
Perfect.
Thank you. The CIO of Eurostar. So for those of you who aren't in the audience who may not know what Eurostar does, can you give us a little bit of a background about Eurostar and your role there?
Eurostar is the operator of the train going from the UK to Europe via Eurotunnel. Eurostar was created 20 years ago, and since then we've transported 140 plus million passengers, and we just broke the 10 million barrier last year in December.
That's phenomenal. How many people here have taken Eurostar? I expect that probably almost all hands went up. Not everybody's. You have a customer waiting to happen right over there.
My colleagues, they're shy.
So can you tell us a little bit about the problems that you were facing in your world before you implemented Service Cloud?
Well, we strive to deliver the best customer service. We need to deliver the best customer service. We have lots of competition, not by train, but by planes and cars and ferries and so on. And we didn't have a case management system, so some of the customer questions ended up in a case, some others did not. So we really needed to have a proper case management system. So we did that, and it was urgent because we had a migration to do for another tool. We didn't want to migrate, so we had to do it and do it fast. Salesforce was a good solution to do that.
So can you tell us about how you're using the product and maybe a little bit about that migration process?
The migration process took 16 weeks total from the decision to being fully migrated. One of the things was we still have a lot of applications, so our agent use today between 9 and 10 applications to serve a client. Well, not always, but sometimes. And back then it was 13 applications, so we had to cut that down because we'd rather not have them tell you, the customer, we have to wait for the system. And it's better if they concentrate on your questions and the interactions with you rather than copying and pasting stuff between applications. So that was really important. And so we managed to migrate 4 applications, the data from 4 applications into Salesforce. We migrated something like 300,000 customers and 300,000 cases, something like that.
That's impressive.
And now we have 350,000 customers and 500 and something cases in the application.
So what have the results been for you in using Service Cloud? Can you talk a little bit about any metrics you're seeing or how it's helping your business day to day?
The most common metrics that people expect is call duration. It hasn't changed significantly, and it wasn't the objective. The objective was to be able to better serve the clients. One interesting sign, is there's a group of people at our call center who don't have Salesforce, and they are jealous. That tells you a lot.
That's great. So we have a potential sales opportunity for us here.
Yes, and your team is aware of that.
I figured they would probably be on it, but if not, I just wanted to check, point it out.
No, they're aware of that. The next is going to be the group desk, which we need to equip with Salesforce, so they have the workflows and everything. One really interesting thing which happened to us, I hope nobody in the audience was trying to travel just before Easter, but we had a severe disruption because of 3 incidents in a row, and so the trains could not go through the tunnel. If they can't go through the tunnel, you can't travel. And we had about 7,000 customers suffered from the disruption. Well, actually more than that, because it ended up with 7,000 cases in addition to what we usually manage. And just to help the team process it better, we managed to, the project manager added 1 field and a button in one of the screens to help them give a better service. This was done from idea to delivery in less than 2 days. So just by going there, seeing how they work, chatting with the agents at the call center, the ability to improve the process in less than 2 days was really great. And it helps us, again, deliver a better service. So we had a disruption. There's not much we can do about it. But there's a lot we can do in better processing and better serving the customer, and we're trying.
That's fantastic. And it's always great to hear, we talk about the customizability of the platform, and it's great to hear that in 2 days you were able to actually customize the solution to help you respond to this business need. That's phenomenal.
This is great. It's also, it also becomes a problem when you raise the expectations of your users to such a level. Saying, well, you managed to do it in 2 days. Why can't you do this in 4 or less?
Sorry about that. So do you have any parting words of wisdom that you would like to pass on to everybody here? Anything unexpected that you encountered after implementing Service Cloud?
Well, very interesting thing is you switch from a case where usually IES pushes applications to the business. And so there's a need, we design an application, and then here's the application, use it. To the opposite, where they pull things from us, saying, well, like I said, they have still 9 applications. There are a few applications which they really hate. And they've already told us, we want to replace this one and this one. And you can do it, because you're able to do the thing in 2 days. So you should be able to replace the application rather quickly. So this changes completely. And the really important thing about this is it changes everything about change management. Because there's no more change management, because the user is actually asking for the features.
That's great.
Less change.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Let's give Antoine a big round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We appreciate it. So we've just heard a little bit about how you can transform support for your company. We now want to talk to you a bit about how you can embed service everywhere. And we saw Jody demo this morning, the Stanley Black & Decker demo, where they embedded service into all of their products and devices. But even more important than embedding service into your products, how about embedding service into mobile apps? So I'd love for everybody to think of all of the mobile apps that you use each and every day. So maybe you use an app to book travel for business or to book a hotel. Maybe you're using an app to go on Eurostar. Now think of all of the support in that. Think of what that support experience is like. I use an app each and every single day to go out and buy my coffee. And whenever I have a question, and I need my coffee in the morning, I'm a person who needs caffeine the second I wake up, every time I have a question, I have to leave that app, and I have to go somewhere else. And I have to call them, I have to figure out another solution, because there is not help embedded right into that app. Think about all the apps you're using. Is there help embedded right in it? Are you able to, in just one click, easily reach out and connect with an agent who knows who you are to that company as a customer and is able to provide you with live, one-on-one, personalized support? You're probably not, because out there on the market today, 90% of all mobile apps have inadequate help. That's 9 out of every 10 mobile apps. Think of what an opportunity this actually is for each and every one of you. This is why just a couple of weeks ago at Salesforce, we actually announced our brand new Salesforce SOS product. This allows any company to now embed support into all of your mobile apps so that with one touch, your customers can reach out and be connected to a live agent for one-on-one personalized service. And of course, all of this is provided in the context that you already have about this person as a customer right in Salesforce. But we also know that your agents are getting asked more questions than ever before. So it's not just about connecting your customers with the right agent to help them answer that question. It's about empowering your agents to respond to those questions faster using intelligence. And that's why we built our predictive intelligence feature. You saw Jody demo this morning as well. What's so powerful about this is that as you get served up a case, that agent can actually see suggested knowledge articles and even similar cases that they can use to help them find the right answer faster. So now I'd like to invite back up Bridget Donner to take us through this and see it in a live demo.
Thanks,
Sarah.
Bridget. Well, let's check back in with Inspirato. For this demo, we'll start in the role of Chris. As you remember, Chris is the personal vacation advisor back at Inspirato's headquarters. And Chris uses the Service Cloud's Agent Console to manage all of his customer cases and his workload. Here, he has a single multi-channel view of all the customer cases that he's working on. In the middle of the screen, we can see the different priority levels and the status of the cases that he's working. And over on the right-hand side of the screen, we can see the different channels that these cases are coming in on. Traditional channels like phone and email, as well as social channels and posts from the Inspirato community. So Chris sees a case and he decides to jump into action. When he opens up that case, he has all of the information he needs right at his fingertips to help answer this customer's question. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, he can see all the detailed information about his customer, John, including which residences John has stayed at previously, and what activities John and his family like to do when they're on vacation. Right in the middle of the screen, this is where Chris does his work. We can see the different actions that he can take on the case. Below that, in the feed, he can see the entire case history. And it looks like John, our customer, has emailed Inspirato asking if they have any residences in Tuscany because he and his family are planning a vacation this summer. Well, you'll also notice that on the right-hand side of your screen, we can see that the Service Cloud's predictive intelligence features that Sarah just told us about are serving up information to our agent, Chris, about the residences in Tuscany. This information is contextual, and it's based on the information that is in the customer's question and in the case that he's working on at that moment. Well, Chris can see he has all the information right at his fingertips to answer John's question. This is really a simple one-and-done case. So he's going to email back out to his customer, John, because that's the channel that John first engaged with Inspirato on. And Chris is going to use the Service Cloud's Quick Text feature. Now, quick text is similar to a macro in that it allows companies to create pre-built responses so that they can make their agents more productive. Their agents can respond more quickly to the customers, and it ensures accuracy and consistency of those responses. So with just a couple of clicks, Chris can respond back to John and let him know that, yes, we have several residences in Tuscany, and I'd actually recommend Il Campanile based on the preferences we have in your profile. Case closed. Now, let's change gears for a moment, and we'll check back in with our customer, Amy. Amy and her family have arrived in Hawaii, and they're relaxing on the lanai, enjoying the beautiful ocean view. Her kids are playing in the pool. And as she looks out over the ocean, she realizes, oh no, I have forgotten to book the parasailing lessons that I promised my kids. They're not going to be happy. I'm going to ruin the family vacation if I don't do something right now. So what does she do? Well, she grabs her iPhone, of course. We're all connected in this mobile era. So here we are looking at Amy's phone, and she goes to her Inspirato app. And when she goes to her Inspirato app, she can go ahead and tap on the help button, if we can get to the help button there for a moment. And she might try just closing out her app and restarting it there. It looks like we're a little bit frozen. So she's going to go to her Inspirato app because that's what we do now. We're all connected with our phones, with our iPads, with our mobile devices. And this is where we turn to when we're looking for answers. So she taps on her Inspirato app, and you'll notice that right there in the top right-hand corner is an SOS button embedded right into the mobile app that Sarah told us about. When Amy taps on that button, she is immediately connected through a live video chat with Chris, her personal vacation advisor, back at Inspirato's headquarters. Well, what does Chris, our agent, see? Why don't we take a look at Chris's agent desktop? When Amy taps on that button, Chris receives a notification on his agent desktop saying that Amy would like to chat. He can accept that call, and when he does, he will get an exact mirror image of Amy's phone right on his desktop. Now, this is powerful. Chris can see exactly what Amy's looking at so that he can help resolve her issue in context. There's no questions, there's no communicating back and forth. Where should I tap? What are you talking about? I can see it all right here. So let's see what happens when Chris, our agent, accepts that chat.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Chris. This is incredible. I can see a picture of you on my phone. It's just like the Amazon Kindle Mayday button.
How can I help you today?
Oh, well, we've just arrived at this property, and it's absolutely gorgeous, but I have made a terrible mistake. I've forgotten to book our parasailing lessons for my kids. Is this something you can help with?
Absolutely, don't worry. The first thing I will say, if the video is in the way at any point, feel free to drag it to another part of the screen to uncover the information. Great.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so I can see your iPhone. If you look at the center of the screen, you will see a suggested activities button. Go and hit that right now. Great. Okay. Now scroll down, you will see the third activity is the parasailing, which I believe is the one you'd like to book.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Great. There we go. And I can see from your profile that that this is suitable for your children, as it's ideal for people aged 6 and up. Would you like me to go ahead and book that for you?
That would be wonderful. If you could book us a parasailing adventure for tomorrow around noon, my family would really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'll do that right now for you, Amy.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And that is how companies like Inspirato are envisioning the future of mobile customer service. They're embedding support right into their mobile apps so that they can provide personalized, in-context, and instantaneous service to all of their members. Thanks so much, and back to you, Sarah.
All right, let's give a huge hand to Bridget and John. Thank you for not only showing us the Inspirato vision, but also making me feel really bad about all of the vacations that I've been taking. I had no idea that kids now demanded parasailing lessons, but that is definitely what I'm going to get to next. All right, so what we would like to do now is hear from another one of our great customers. We have FCA here, but before we invite Gareth Lewis, the CIO of FCA, up, what we would like to do is actually show you a video of how FCA is using the Service Cloud. Let's roll the video.
The FCA is here to make markets work well for people who operate in the market and for individual consumers.
That means if you are a bank, independent financial advisor, credit card company, a debt manager, then you must be authorised by us. Almost all consumers in the UK rely upon the FCA to ensure that the financial services that they receive are fair and in their interests.
The FCA's got 3 operational objectives: to protect consumers, make sure that markets have integrity, and making sure that markets operate competitively.
Before anyone can work within financial services sector, they have to get authorised by the regulator. Once you're inside the regulatory perimeter, in other words, you've been authorised, we then supervise against a whole set of rules and regulations that apply to your particular market sector. And then finally, if you do transgress, then you go into enforcement.
2 years ago, the government asked us to take on the regulation of consumer credit. That's anything from loans to pawnbrokers.
So we had to build a complete system, processes, hire the people. The challenge of delivering something of that scale in 1 year is enormous. And it was very clear that we couldn't use existing systems to deliver what was required for consumer credit.
We chose to partner with Salesforce. 9 months after we started the systems build, we have a system that works. Consumer credit is a massive addition to our regulatory number of firms, and the system that we had couldn't have done that.
We had a lot of legacy systems that have been heavily customised, and we had to move forward with the times with some new technologies, giving us much greater functionality, much better integration into the telephony infrastructure that we had.
Service Cloud is really at the heart of our communications with firms and with individuals. So it sits at the centre of our contact centre and also supervision. It allows us instantly to take information that we receive from firms or individuals and create a case that is automatically pushed through to supervision. That joined-upness has been critical to the success of what we've been doing.
We're using Salesforce1 to deliver management information to mobile devices for our most important staff to make sure that they stay constantly in touch, because it makes our data really accessible for the people that need to see it.
The three key benefits that we see from using the Salesforce platform is speed of execution has got to be up there for me as number one. That's allowed us to deliver consumer credit really quickly. The second one is scalability. And then the third benefit for me is really the reliability of the platform.
The response by our users has been enormously supportive. They haven't seen us implement a system so quickly.
We have now a fully integrated Salesforce solution that provides a much, much better experience both for the call center agent and indeed the end consumer.
And now I'd like to invite to the stage Gareth Lewis, the CIO of SCA. Welcome, Gareth.
Thank you, Sarah.
Hi, thank you for joining us here today. So can you tell us a little bit about your role at FCA and how you came to choose the Service Cloud product?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the CIO. I run all the transformational change, not every single piece of change, but all the transformational change plus all the technology for the organization. I spend about 40% of the budget of the organization, which is enormous. How did we choose Salesforce? It was pretty simple, actually. We were given this extraordinary challenge by the government, which went along the lines of, we're closing the Office of Fair Trading. They run consumer credit licensing, as it was then. And we'd like you to take it over, but we'd like you to regulate that market instead of just license it. It's a huge market, 176 billion pounds worth of consumer credit in the market. 50,000 firms provide it. 40 million consumers in the UK have got some form of consumer credit, so it's a really important part of the economy. So they were going to shut the doors on the OFT on the 1st of April. So we had 15 months warning to go from a standing start to build effectively a brand new company that takes over not only whatever the OFT had at the time, but revolutionizes the way in which we regulate it. So build a regulatory regime which is different depending whether you're a pawnbroker or a payday lender or a credit card company. They're all slightly different variations. So we had to build that. We had to work out how to authorize people. We had to consult with the industry in terms of the fee base, because we charged them a fee for actually the regulation. Put that all into execution, build the systems and the processes, hire the people, cut it over from the Office of Fair Trading and go live on the 1st of April. So it was a challenge. If there was no wiggle room. The 1st of April was fixed, and there was no doubt it was going to go live.
Wow, so that was quite a process to do all of this in a 15-month time frame. And I understand from the video that you actually implemented Service Cloud within 9 months. You had the system up and running, is that right?
Yeah, well, in fact, it was 7 months. We went from nothing, literally not knowing we were going to get it, to the first instance going up in the September. And it was a system for interim permissions, as we called it. So we took the 50,000 population of consumer credit firms, and we allowed them an interim permission to trade. So on the 1st of April, they could all trade with interim permissions. We're now in the process of giving them full permission and starting with the most difficult, risky companies as we see them, or sectors. We're going to authorize them fully, or in fact probably end up pushing some of the riskier companies, the ones that have got a lot of consumer detriment, out of the market. So we clean the market up as we go through this process.
That's fantastic. And can you share any results that you're seeing with the audience here today from using Service Cloud?
Yeah, sure. Essentially, do you know what the big result was for us as an organization as a whole? The really big result was the fact that previously we used a rather slow, cumbersome waterfall method of actually building systems and processes with our users. What's changed is we use an iterative process. We did about 5 different iterations to get to the first really big release. And the relationship with the business has changed dramatically because they are fully engaged with that process. The system is theirs. They can see it develop and grow as they build that system. And as Victoria said, they are really, truly happy users because they felt fully engaged in the process of building the system that is fundamentally theirs. So that's the difference. brilliant relationships with the business now.
That's fantastic. And is there any parting words of wisdom that you would like to leave with our audience, or anything unexpected that you found as a result of using Service Cloud?
Well, for us, do you know, it's been, I genuinely mean it's a fabulous experience. Get on board with the technology. The technology does way more than you think it might do. Get the business folk engaged early in the process of making trade-offs. If you've got a really tight time scale that you're operating to, that's really important and delivered a lot of benefit for us. And we've got a rolling program of other things that we're going to do with it over the next couple of years. But for us, it's been a great experience, and you know, Salesforce have been terrific partners for us. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much, Gareth. Let's give him a hand. Thank you again for joining us here. So the final piece we just wanted to talk to you about is how you can use our Service Cloud products to scale your support instantly at your business. So we understand that your business needs change over time, your customer needs change over time, and you need to be able to scale the way you provide support to actually enable your agents to provide customer service for all of these new and changing needs. We also understand that your businesses may be growing over time, and the needs that you have for support may change because of that. So for that reason, we actually have two service products. We've talked a lot about our Service Cloud product line over the past two demos, which you can use if you need a customizable solution that you can change to fit your needs. But if you're a smaller business or fast-growing business and you need a solution that you can get set up overnight out of the box, we have our Desk.com product line. And what this is it's a great small business tool that's really turnkey that you can use to help answer any support question that you have come in from a variety of different channels. And one of the greatest new developments we've made for this is we actually announced our small business intelligence feature, where you can now get great insights into your business in real time in a native analytics platform that was built right into the app. So I would like to invite back one last time Bridget Donner to show us this in action. Take it away, Bridget.
Thank you, Sarah. Hotel Tonight is the world's first mobile-only booking solution that specializes in allowing their customers to make same-day hotel reservations on the go. Now, when they first were starting up, their two co-founders were handling all of their support tickets, and they realized this wasn't going to be a scalable solution for long. As you can see, their mobile app was downloaded over 6 million times in the first 3 years alone. That meant they had to service 2 million new customers per year. And that's when they turned to Desk.com. Let's jump into a demo and take a look. We're going to start this demo in the role of Holly. Here we are looking at Holly's iPhone, and Holly is a Hotel Tonight customer. She came into town for the Chelsea Flower Fair, and she heard about the Salesforce1 tour and decided to stay an extra night because she wanted to hear about the Internet of Customers. But she didn't have a hotel reservation for tonight. But that's okay. She jumped on her Hotel Tonight app and booked what must have been one of the last hotel rooms in the city. I know I had a little trouble booking a last-minute hotel room. And so she booked the room, but she hasn't received her confirmation email yet. And she's worried that she may not have a place to stay this evening after the tour. But that's okay, because service is one touch away. She can tap on that help button in the bottom corner, and she's immediately taken to Hotel Tonight's customer support center, where she can send an email to the Hotel Tonight support team, letting them know about the issue that she's experiencing. So she'll type her email and send that off. But what happens to that email? Let's transition gears and take a look at Patrick's agent desktop. Now, Patrick is a support agent for Hotel Tonight, and he's using Desk.com. Here on the left-hand side of the screen, he uses Desk.com's filters to organize his cases and his workload. This helps him boost his productivity. In the middle of the screen, he has a single multi-channel view of all the customer cases that he's working. These are cases that are coming in on social channels like Twitter and Facebook, as well as more traditional channels like phone and email. So when he goes to his inbox, he sees Holly's email right at the top, and he notices that she's a VIP customer, so he wants to take action right away. When he opens up this case, he has all the detailed information about his customer, Holly, including information that's being pulled into Desk.com from the Sales Cloud. And this lets Patrick know that, yes, her hotel room was confirmed, but for some reason, she hasn't received that confirmation email. Well, now Patrick has all the information he needs to send an email back to Holly, letting her know that she'll have a place to stay, and the confirmation will be coming shortly. Case closed. Now, when Patrick heads back to his inbox, he notices that that filter for confirmation emails is filling up with a number of other cases. These are other customers that are writing in with similar issues to Holly's, and Patrick realizes this might be an indication of a broader issue that they need to look into. So he's going to escalate this issue to his manager, Catherine. He'll open up that next case and assign it to Catherine and add a note saying, please take a look at this. I think we might have a capacity issue in the London office. Well, what does Catherine see? She's a manager, and like many managers in the room, she probably isn't at her desk all the time. But that's okay, because she uses desk.com on her iPad. And when she gets that notification from Patrick, she jumps into Business Insights. Business Insights is Desk.com's powerful native analytics and reporting platform. Here she can run reports on the different channels that customers' cases are coming in on, as well as the different types of issues their customers are having. She's just going to hop into her Business Insights and hopefully take a look at that group's report so that she can identify what might be going on with those London agents. And when she realizes that the London agents have a higher than normal volume of cases coming in today, she knows that they have a capacity issue, and they need to get on this right away, or else they could lose loyal customers and future business. So Catherine goes to her agent console, and she uses Desk.com's bulk editing feature to select all of those similar cases that we just saw. She can then use a macro to respond back to these customers. Now, macros are pre-built responses that enable companies to reply to a large group of customers very rapidly so that they can scale their support instantly. With just a few clicks, Catherine can get that macro out and let the customers know that Hotel Tonight is aware of the issue and they're taking care of it. Now, Catherine heads back to her inbox to see if they might have any more issues she needs to address. And when she does, she notices right at the top of her inbox, there's a new tweet that's come in. This is a tweet from Holly, that customer we just helped, thanking Hotel Tonight for their superb customer service and letting them know that she's looking forward to her hotel stay tonight. Those are just a few of the ways that companies like Hotel Tonight are using Desk.com to provide one-touch service to their customers. They're making their agents and their managers more productive with business intelligence tools. And of course, all of this is available in an out-of-the-box solution that can scale with your business needs. Thanks so much, and back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Bridget. Let's give her and Kate, who drove our demo, a final round of applause. And we want to thank all of you for coming. I know that this is the last session of the day, so thank you for coming and learning about our customer service solutions. It's always hard when you're standing in between people in happy hour or their commute home. But we thank you for coming and learning about how our customer service solutions can help you to service your customers in this new world. We would just like to invite you to give us feedback on today's session. We have a survey that you can go and fill out after this. And if you want, come and join us for a drink in our campground, and we would be happy to talk to you and answer more questions. Thank you again.